Every team in action in Major League Baseball on Saturday, August 16th. I've got a bet for each one of those games right here, right now. What's cracking, Jack? Welcome back to the show. And if you're joining us for the first time, welcome to the jungle. We're going to go over every single game in Major League Baseball for Saturday, August 16th, to come up with the best bet for every single one of those games. But we're going to stand on business for just a moment first. We've been doing our $5 favorite play of the day for 5 days now, and we've hit every single one of those plays. 5 for 5. Friday's play was the Blue Jays money line. I've got a humdinger for Saturday as well. I'll leave the link for you in the comments section of this video. For just $5 and no further obligation, you get my best bet of the day. And we haven't missed yet since we've been doing that. I'll also leave the link to become a Jungle member in the comments section. We went 2-1. Jungle members did on Friday. We hit the Blue Jays money line as the play of the day. We hit the Red Sox money line and missed on the Guardians. And with college football starting on Saturday, a week from today, I capped college football, college basketball, MLB, of course, NBA, and NFL. We have a sale for just $159 for the whole entire year. All sports, all access, everything I do. That sale expires the 23rd of August when college football starts. I'll leave the link for that in the comments section as well. You know, at the risk of sounding vainglorious, I deliver the best results, the most profitable advice at the lowest prices. Today's video is brought to you by Outlier.bet, the top name in sports betting research, and by Red Lobster. Join us September 9th for John Stamos Appreciation Night. We're going to start with the Pirates at Wrigley Field taking on the Cubs. We have Mike Burrows going for the Pirates and Shota Imanaga going for the Chicago Cubs. Now, Burrows has good strikeout stuff, but he's been getting roughed up recently. Burrows has 10 earned runs in his last 2 starts. And I have the Pittsburgh bullpen ranked in their current form with a 9.53 ERA as 30th in Major League Baseball. And if you're new to the channel and you haven't seen what I do yet with bullpen rankings, I put my own rankings together every single day. And it takes into consideration what they've done through the season, current form, what high leverage arms are rested or available, what their whip has been, everything, their health. So I have the Pirates going into today, and these rankings are based on these games going that I'm capping right here, right now. So they change every 24 hours. I have Pittsburgh's bullpen ranked 30th at the moment. Cubs starter Shota Imanaga, hasn't been the sharpest recently, but still the better option. The Cubs bullpen in their current form, according to my rankings, are second only behind San Diego. The offensive mismatch here is too lopsided in my opinion. Even though the Pirates won the game on Friday, you won't find value on the Cubs money line because of the price. And I never lay 1.5 runs with a home team because they may have less at-bats than a visitor. Best way to play this game, Jungle Nation, is the Cubs -1 as an alternate line. Game number 2, Rangers at Toronto. Patrick Corbin versus Eric Lauer. Now, both pitchers have performed better than expected, but they're also getting hit a lot more recently than they have earlier on in the season. I do give a slight edge to Eric Lauer of the Blue Jays in the starting pitching matchup, though. Offensively, it's hard for any team to compete with Toronto, and especially with the Rangers in their current form offensively. Texas has scored 20 runs in their last second game, second least only to the San Francisco Giants. Texas has a better bullpen, both season-wide and their current form. I currently have Texas ranked 15th in bullpen form and Toronto 24th. But I don't think that any pitching edge that the Rangers have is big enough to close the gap that the Toronto Blue Jays hold offensively over the Rangers, especially at home. Blue Jays on the money line is a play here for anything priced under -150. Phillies at Washington. We have Taijuan Walker going for Philly and Cade Cavalli going for the Nationals. So Walker is the number 5 option for Philly. And it's funny, when I see things on social media, he kind of takes a beating, but he hasn't been bad. I don't know where that comes from. Walker hasn't been bad at all. In fact, just a 3.39 ERA in the season, a 1.29 whip, not bad at all. Giving up just 1 total earned run in his last 2 starts and went 6 innings in both those starts. Both those starts considered quality starts. Just 2 starts for Cavalli so far. He's a rookie, and he's got good strikeout stuff. That's the national starter, but he gets hit, and he's just not trustworthy yet. I have the Phillies bullpen ranked 6th going into today, and I have the Nationals in their current form at 25th. Now, we know that Philly has big offensive edge here, but their offense has been very flat. They're not in great form. In fact, the Phillies have the second lowest team batting average since the All-Star break. Ordinarily, not a team I'd play because of the current form, but with the disproportion of offensive talent here, and just overall, what team is better? We very rarely get a less than minus 145 price on the money line for this kind of discrepancy. Because of that, I will take the Phillies. I can't pass it up on the money line. Anything under minus 150. Now we're looking at the Marlins at Boston. Cal Quantrill going for Miami. Brian Bale going for the Red Sox. Quantrill had a bad outing 2 games ago against Houston, giving up 7 runs and 4 1/3 innings. Besides that, he's been good. Just 1 earned run or less in 4 of his last 5 starts. You can't trust the Marlins bullpen, though. A 7.13 ERA Miami's bullpen has. In their last 7 games and season long, I have them ranked 26th. Belfour for Boston is the better option, and I have the Boston bullpen ranked 4th in current form and 4th overall in the season. They're very consistent. And of course, we know that Boston's offense is 4th in runs scored in Major League Baseball throughout the year. You really won't find any value on Boston to win on the money line. I look at the Red Sox team total as the best play in this game. Game number 5, Seattle at the Mets. We have Brian Wu going for the Mariners, and we have Nolan McLean going for the Mets, making his Major League debut. Now, like all pitchers, Wu has been getting hit more as the season goes on, but still holds a whip under 1 on the year. So Brian Wu, the Mariners, really isn't allowing many base runners. What we know about McLean on the Mets side is that he has very good strikeout numbers in AAA. But he's being called up not because the Mets think that he's ready, but because they're trying to booster a reeling starting pitcher rotation. Both offenses are struggling, but the starting pitcher making his Major League debut, who might not be ready, might be enough to get the Mariners' bats woken up. I think that the Mets' bats struggle against Wu, and Seattle has the better bullpen, and they'll have a better outing against the rookie pitcher making his debut. Give me the Mariners on the money line in New York. Brewers at Cincinnati. Quinn Priester, versus Zach Littell. Priester is 11-2 on the season, and the Brewers have won his last 5 starts. He's got good numbers on the year, sub 3.5 ERA and a sub 1.25 whip. Zach Littell, starter for Cincinnati, is a good pitcher, but he's worth backing when he's facing teams that don't hit many home runs. Zach Littell has given up more home runs than any starting pitcher in Major League Baseball. And the problem with that is in their last 15 games, no team has hit more home runs than the Brewers. 29 home runs in their last 15 games, Major League best, as opposed to the Reds' 13. That's a recipe for disaster for Littell and the Reds. Milwaukee has the best record in baseball. I have their bullpen ranked 3rd in current form and 2nd season long. Milwaukee on the money line for a decent price is the play in Reds Milwaukee. Braves at Cleveland. Joey Wentz going for the Braves. Slade Cecconi going for the Cleveland Guardians. Pretty similar starting pitching quality in this game. Wentz is in better current form. Cecconi has had a better season overall. Kind of a wash to me. Cleveland has the better bullpen, but their arms are pretty taxed. Cleveland has used high-leverage arms a lot in their last 7 days. Both offenses started miserable on the season, but have been better since the All-Star break, with Cleveland having a slight edge on the season. There isn't a ton that tips the scales for me either way in this game, but I'll go with the home team Cleveland on the money line, but not my favorite play on the board. Baltimore at Houston, Kate Povich against Jason Alexander. Both pitchers have had bad numbers on the season, but not recently. In his last 7 games, their last 7 games, the Houston bullpen, let's go back to the starting pitchers. Both pitchers have had bad numbers on the season, but not in bad current form. Jason Alexander has allowed 0 earned run his last 2 starts, and Povich's last 3 starts, he's allowed 1, 4, and 0 earned runs. Now we're going to the bullpens. Houston's bullpen has been better than Baltimore's this season, but not recently. In their last 7 games, the Houston bullpen has an ERA of 7.71, and Baltimore's has an ERA of 4.60. In their current condition, not for the season, but current form, I have Baltimore's bullpen 23rd and Houston's 28th. Baltimore's bats can get hot, but Houston's offense isn't in great current form. And they're better when hitting at home, though. Baltimore's bats, like I said, can get hot, but in terms of where Houston is, not super hot, but better when they're at home. I think we're going to see runs in this game, both early and late. I think we can get up and over the total of 8.5 in Baltimore, Houston. Game number 9, White Sox at Kansas City. Sean Burke on the hill for the Chi Sox, and we have Michael Lorenzen going for the Royals. Both pitchers have similar numbers on the season. Neither will tip the scale toward the good side for me. I would give a slight edge, though, however, to Michael Lorenzo of the Royals. Here's a question for you. Which team has hit the most home runs in Major League Baseball since the All-Star break? If you guessed the Chicago White Sox, you're right. The White Sox have had the most home runs in baseball since the break with 42. Now, their bats have cooled down a bit, but they're still capable in their current form, of having big innings. I currently have their bullpen ranked in back-to-back positions, Chicago and Kansas City. I have Chicago 18, Kansas City 19. For the money line price here, I think Chicago was worth it for the plus money. White Sox on the money line. Tigers at Minnesota, Casey Mize against Zebby Matthews. This is kind of like a game of very bad form baseball. Matthews has an ERA over 5. Casey Mize, after starting the year off pretty well, has been getting hit pretty hard recently. Neither bullpens are trustworthy either. I have the current form bullpens ERA 20th and 26th. 20th for Detroit, 26th for Minnesota. And both offenses have been terrible. Bottom 10 in their last 7 games in pretty much all major offensive metrics. This is not my favorite game on the board by any means, but if I had to bet, I'd take the Tigers on the money line simply because they're the better team. Yankees at St. Louis, Max Fried versus Sonny Gray in a battle of the veterans. Max Fried started off the year great, but his last 2 starts, he's allowed 16 hits and 8 earned runs in just 10 innings. Sonny Gray has an ERA over 4, which is uncharacteristic for Sonny Gray, but his last 2 games, he's kind of righted the ship. His last 2 starts been against very good offenses, the Dodgers and the Cubs. He's had quality starts in both, going 7 innings and allowing just 1 earned run in each of those games against the Cubs and the Dodgers. Neither offense has done anything as of late. In fact, both are in the bottom third of the league, and average runs scored in their last 10 games in pretty much in every major offensive metric. The Yankees, of course, have the potential of power and the potential for outburst of runs in any inning. But it's hard to bet on that offense as they are in their current form. There is, however, a clear advantage in this game with the Cardinals bullpen. In terms of their current ranking, of the Cardinals 4th and the Yankees 15th. I think Max Fried and Sonny Gray kind of cancel each other out a bit, and I think that by the time we get to the 5th or 6th inning, it'll be a close game, a tied game, or a close game, and I think that the Cardinals bullpen can do enough the way that they're playing to limit the Yankees' bats more than I think the Yankees can to limit the Cardinals' bats. I think it's worth a play here with the Cardinals plus the 1.5 runs for a decent price at home against the Yankees. Arizona at Colorado. Ryan Nelson against Chase Dollander. Now, Ryan Nelson has been the Diamondbacks' best pitcher this season. I don't know how much Colorado will score off of Nelson. He's been very good. Dollander, however, a rookie and has an ERA north of 6. Both bullpens are terrible. But what keeps me from taking the total over in this game is, again, going back to the fact that I don't know how much damage Colorado can do against Ryan Nelson. I think the play in this game is a Diamondbacks team total over. Tampa Bay at San Francisco. Aiden Hauser going for the Rays. We have Justin Verlander going for the San Francisco Giants. This is the 4th consecutive series that the Rays are on the road on the West Coast. That's unprecedented. They've been away since August 4th. That's tough to do. And it probably does help, though, that you're facing a Giants team who really struggles to score runs. Their offense has been terrible. I don't trust Justin Verlander whatsoever, starting pitcher of San Francisco. But the fatigue of the Tampa Bay bats kind of keeps me from backing them in this game. Hauser's a great option for Tampa Bay, a sub-3 ERA. And I have the bullpen ranked 6th in its current form. San Francisco has scored second least runs of any team in baseball since the All-Star break. I think the play here is the Giants team total under in Tampa Bay versus San Francisco. Padres at the Dodgers. No official starter for San Diego at this time. We have Clayton Kershaw going for the Dodgers. Now, this cap may change depending on what San Diego does for starting pitching. I think it should be a bullpen game, And I'm fine with that. I wouldn't change my play in this game because I have San Diego ranked number 1 in bullpens, both currently and season-wide. Both offenses are in pretty similar current form. But bullpen-wise, I have the Dodgers 15th. So San Diego, and like I said, San Diego first. Offensive-wise, San Diego scored 55 runs their last 10 games. The Dodgers have scored 53. San Diego, 271 team average last 10. Dodgers, 260. So like I said, both offenses in current form. I like the pitching edge for San Diego. I think the play here is San Diego plus the 1.5 on the road at Los Angeles. Final game we're looking at today, Angels at Sacramento taking on the A's. Tyler Anderson going for LA. It's a bullpen game for the A's with Luis Morales as the opener for that. Tyler Anderson for the A's has an ERA close to 5. Both bullpens have an ERA close to 5. Both teams can hit home runs and can score a lot of runs, but the Angels have hit a lot more home runs recently. It's kind of tough, man. They're technically still in wild card contention here. They're just 5 games back the wild card spot, so the Angels have something to play for. It's tough to trust either pitching staff in this game, but I think the Angels on the money line are the play here for this one. Let's have a day, Jungle Nation, and I'll see you tomorrow with a little more money in your pocket.